In journalism, for far too long, we have not emphasized customer service.
We used to kind of be in a box, I think, even though we tried to be creative.
Everybody's initial reaction was, well, we still have to protect the print edition first.
I didn't really understand how much difficulty I would have myself in trying to let go.
The idea of saying we are a print-first newspaper in 2013 isn't attractive.
The big question for all of us was, how do you make sure that the print edition has a secure future, that it drives revenue?
We can't operate as two separate departments. We can't be a print product and we can't be an online product.
In fact, I love the idea of not even thinking about the web and print separately, but instead thinking about how can we present this topic across multiple platforms.
I think the two can play off of each other, and hopefully they are doing just that.
With this new project, what we've discovered is that we can really add the best of both worlds to our reader.
I like this approach because it doesn't forget about print. It brings print and digital together in a way that we hadn't thought about before.
I think it's very, very important that we are out there up to the minute, up to the hour with breaking news on using the story ladder along the way, and it's definitely improving our print edition.
The digital first idea allows us more time to kind of think through what we're putting in print.
This is a big change for all of us. I mean, most of all me.
The whole process is turned upside down.
But there's a different sense of urgency now, and it's really bringing out the news hound in every one of us.
At stand-ups every single morning, folks pitch great ideas and other folks pitch really good secondary ideas.
Nobody walks in empty-handed anymore.
Reporters come to the meeting in the morning with headlines that they plan to report.
People are pitching their stories as headlines, and it's pretty interesting. It's worked really well.
Everyone is encouraged, from the photographer, the research editor, all the reporters, to kind of weigh in and really help us shape those headlines so that we get people to click on them.
It's a great way of both motivating and organizing.
It's much more energetic, much more collaborative.
I've told several other editors over the course of my career I will never do a daily meeting. So if this is shown to them, they will be shocked, but I will tell you, it works.
All news organizations aggressively look for scoops.
The scoop used to be that page 1, 48, 60-point headline that captured everybody's attention.
Now, the expectation is that you're going to be scooping all week.
I wouldn't say that necessarily the number of the big scoops has changed, because I think we've always done a pretty good job of that.
Now there are several mini scoops a day, I would say.
You know, in the past that may have just been one story in a Friday paper that we had the scoop on, and instead, you know, we kind of had scoops for 2 weeks straight.
It's good, exclusive content that people can't get anywhere else, you know, and the way you do that is through great sourcing.
Well, I'm suddenly finding a whole new world on Twitter that I never knew existed, and not only finding sources there, but also entire stories.
The frequency of the conversation with sources has probably increased for me.
Just like the constant news cycle we're in.
We are constantly in front of our sources in a way that we never were before. Even though I felt like we were deeply sourced, they can't get away from us now.
A lot of this, in terms of sourcing and how the news is played and our role in it, it's just all sort of weaved together because we're doing more.
Now that we have this keen focus on digital first, we're going to break something first, we're going to break it on the web.
That just creates an entirely different sense of urgency that we didn't have before when you were working on a weekly print edition and putting all your effort and all your resources into that.
I spend so much time reporting out 3 heavily sourced stories for print that I felt like I couldn't focus on the important stories.
It is incredibly liberating to be able to go out there and let people know what we know when we know it.
It's been very, very difficult over the last 2 years to actually put anything in print that's breaking.
We break it online. If we can find a new angle for the Friday print edition, if there's a natural evolution of what it should be for the Friday paper, and it fits within how we're doing things in the print edition now, we'll do it.
We're producing so much content on the web that we can take the best of that content and repackage it and tell our readers why that story is important, what it means for them on that Friday print edition.
We're giving more analysis to a story, so it's not the traditional way of breaking news, but it is giving our readers new information that they didn't have before.
It's a total reversal in the way we think, strategy-wise, and then we have to translate that into products, both on the web and in print, and that's not easy.
There's a real integration now between what we're doing on the web and how we can take the web stories and add value to them in the weekly print product.
A weekly print paper should be providing context to what's going on during the week, every single day online, and that's what we're doing.
It's not a daunting challenge, it's an exciting challenge, it's a great mental challenge.
The actual physical paper looks a lot better too. It's a lot easier to read and get through. It's not as gray as it used to be.
I like the new cover story idea. I like having that cover devoted to one really strong story with a lot of graphic elements and photos.
I was surprised by how much I've actually started to like what we're doing in print, because I've been openly against print for my entire career.
I think print publication is better. I've spoken to a lot of people out in the community, and I've asked them what their reaction is to the print product.
Everything I've heard and everything that folks have passed on to me along here has been positive feedback.
We as reporters are not hearing just from longtime subscribers, we're hearing from random people in the community, which I think is a testament to the fact that putting news online where it's accessible to everyone is reaching a broader audience, which is what we want to do.
The readers have told us that they really like the new format, that they feel that there's more news there, there's more information there.
The readers really like a lot of the profiles, they like the Q&As, they like to learn about the business through the eyes of the C-level people that are running the business.
I mean, I've talked to several readers who look at the print edition now and like it even more.
When people say nice things about the content, I discount it because I believe they're just being polite. However, the frequency and repetition of the positive feedback softens me on that.
With the presentation, especially with the reporter pages now, people are seeing more entry points, and they're saying that it's a newsier paper.
And I haven't heard any really meaningful substantive critiques of where we're going. So I think the compass is pointing in the right direction.
The strategy behind doing this is completely different for our reporters.
You know, what we're doing here is reinventing a culture, and there are certainly some bumps along that road.
I would say that the hardest thing for me in this whole process has just been learning how to think in a new way.
We are learning as we go. We don't have all the processes down yet, but we're having fun. Yeah, can't you see in my face?
I would say this is more fun, and it's different.
When I heard what ACBGA was planning for not just this newsroom, but the whole company, it made me feel very good about coming here. Without this kind of approach, I wouldn't have felt good about coming.